Hello, hello, Edson Oliveira here for DNNHero.com, and I have with me Scott Wilkinson. Scott, how are you?
Hi, good.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so let's go get down to business here. A few things that one big thing that I've noticed this month, and it did happen to me personally in a few websites that I run and that I manage, and even on DNNHero.com. I was getting a lot of spam registrations via DNN sites, and it seems that I was not alone there. A lot of people were reporting that kind of problem, and it took me a while to find a potential solution for that. So what I'll be posting here in the video post is a link to a set of recommendations that DNN has published in terms of how to avoid that spam. It seems to involve a little bit of hacking the captcha. Even with the captcha, people were still getting a lot of spam. So I was able to do a workaround. I plan to be releasing a video this month about how to do that for current version of DNN and older versions as well. But again, I've suffered quite a lot through that, and again, people are really exploiting that problem. Have you seen anything like that, Scott?
Yeah, one of our clients, they were getting a lot of spam, but the easy fix to that was to turn off registration, because it was just the default option. They didn't want public registration, so that was actually a simple fix. But I'm actually getting a lot of spam, a very similar type, on the core contact form, where people just submit these contacts with no body text or anything, and it's just, I guess what they're trying to do is see if it'll appear on because I think the contact form also has a module where you could see the listing of the contacts made. And
true, the feedback module, yes.
Right, I guess they're hoping that could be part of in some sort of page that their links could get. But yeah, that uses the exact same captcha that the DNN registration does, and that does not stop them. So I think maybe what I'm going to have to do is go back and redo my own custom one with maybe reCAPTCHA, something a little bit better.
Got it. Yeah. So I mean, not all sites can really shut down their registration. I mean, sometimes some sites do need registration. So again, that's one way to do it. It's to shut it down. But again, whoever out there needs to keep their registration active, there are ways around that. And I hope that, and actually that's a good type for the next topic here, which is the DNN 7.3, which we have the beta. They have the beta out. Not sure if that's been covered there. I know that DNN Corp is working to have a solution for that registration spamming issue, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's covered on the beta version of 7.3. I know that they are a little bit late right now. I mean, they released a schedule at the beginning of the year on their plans to the DNN releases, and they are a little bit behind on 7.3. But I hope that they are behind, and one of the reasons is that they should be working on this spamming issue of the registration. So anyway, again, beta is out. You guys should be having a look, download it, giving a try, giving some feedback. I have done that, and I'm running a beta as well, just to see how it's working. But yeah, please go ahead, download. Have you heard anything on the 7.3? Scott?
I have not. No, I have not heard anything new on that.
Got it. Yeah. So again, I'm hoping that very soon we're gonna have something to work against that spam problem that they are having. And again, there is a link that will point you to the workarounds on that spamming issue. Now, topic that I would like to comment here is about a site that I knew that it existed already. It's called DNN-connect.org. This is a site that I think that was initially created by Peter Donker, but there are a few other people managing the site, Vincenz Mazanas and Philip Becker as well. This is basically a site that it seems that it has the intention to be the community outside the DNN Corp umbrella, and which I think it's very valid. I mean, I think it's valid to have another body out there that is, looking after the community as well. Not only, not everything is coming from the corp. I mean, there's another, it seems that that's their intention, that's their idea, and you should definitely check it out. I mean, there's a posting done by Peter about the organization, and there's also a link here that will point you to the membership website. And again, there is an association, there is a fee that if you want to get really deeply involved, I think it's about 30 euros a year. And I think it's, again, have a look. I'm looking at it as well. Actually, I'm contributing to the Portuguese translation package there. And that's the other thing. You can find a lot of different resources there, including translation packages in case you want, because this was the original initiative coming out of Europe, with which has a lot of language and translation needs. So if you need that, there's a lot that site offers. It has subgroups as well inside. So go check it out. If you find that it's a valid initiative, please sign up to be a member as well and participate. I mean, I think it's, again, a nice initiative to be having outside of the DNN corporation umbrella. Scott, anything to say?
It's also a good example of an Evoke social installation. That I think it's all powered by Evoke Social. So I think when I first looked at it, it was because we were looking at sites to show off Evoke Social, to our clients, and that's actually one of the better ones out there.
Really,
yeah.
I didn't know that it was using Evoke.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So I'll have to take a look at it again just to confirm. But yeah.
But now that you mentioned, I think that I saw somewhere that being mentioned as well. Again, now that you have mentioned that. Okay, perfect. So again, check it out, dnn-connect.org. Okay, next one. This is again, I'm a big proponent of the DNN Store, of whatever comes out of the DNN Store, and Beth is behind that. The latest post that I saw from her, it's really asking for customer feedback, for sellers feedback, because again, it seems that they are trying hard to come up with new initiatives on the store that really meet sellers and buyers' needs. So they have a little, I cannot call that a survey, but they have 4 questions there in their latest post. And again, if you are either a seller or a buyer, you should definitely comment on that. You can comment on the comments below the post. So they ask a couple of questions: how do you interact with clients? How do you interact with sellers? And if you find that it's valid to have a wish list. So again, check it out. I think it's valid. I think it's important that we communicate back to the corporation that, I mean, now that we can really see them listening to what we have to say. I think it's important if you participate at some level on the DNN Store. You should definitely check it out. Okay. Next here, this is just a quick mention about the new DNN 7 book that should be coming out before the end of the year. It has been about 5 years that no new books on DNN have been released, and in a way that's good for us because we publish content training on DNN. But again, I think that there's still a valid opportunity there for written content on the DNN. On DNN in general, either from administration point of view, from skinny point of view, from a module development point of view. Some people, they prefer to consume content, to consume information by reading. Some people prefer to consume information by watching. That's okay. Have you heard anything on that book, Scott?
No, I was going to ask you. Do you know who's writing it? Who's the authors?
The only comment that I saw about that was coming from Sean. So I'm assuming that he should be behind most of the initiative. I'm not sure, but yeah, and I'm assuming as well that might be just about administration. I don't think that they will really be covering, development, scanning. I think it might be more so towards administration, and it's hard to have one single book covering all those different aspects. So again,
Right.
looking forward to that, and it should be a nice guide. I mean, a lot of people miss that aspect that we no longer have a book that can back out DNN initiatives. I mean, we have
Right.
lots of WordPress books, lots of Drupal books, lots of Joomla books, but we don't have, nothing. We don't have anything recent for DNN.
Yeah.
So
Gives a little bit of validity to it.
There
I
is-
remember the first book I bought for DNN was that one with Mitch Sellers and Sean, the module development book.
Got it.
What was that, 2008
A
or
long
9
time.
maybe? It was right when 5 was coming out, so it's been a long time, yeah.
And I can tell you, it used to be an invaluable resource for me personally. I used to refer to that book quite a lot as well. So
Yeah.
again, looking forward to see that new book coming up. Now, new one, DNN Com.
DNN
now
Com,
it
yeah.
seems that we have DNN Corp backing up an annual event again. So I think it's great. I'm not sure. To be honest, I'm not sure if they are really backing up. It seems so. I get the impression that they are behind that. I'm not 100% sure, but it does seem so. So again, Palm Beach, the same place that we were last year in
Right.
October. So this year, Palm Beach, November 7th, 8th, we're going to have the DNN Com. Very nice place to be. I mean, if you are involved on DNN at whatever level it is, I mean, you're gonna see something useful to you. They will definitely be running different tracks for different kinds of usage of DNN. So again, great place to find technical resources, the great place to network if you are deeply involved into the DNN ecosystem, or if you are not, if you are just getting exposed to DNN. So nice place to be. Heard of anything on that front?
Well, yeah, we were talking a lot in the Chicago user group because, as you know, I mentioned before, we were trying to plan a DNN Con in Chicago. We're going to call it what we're going to call it. We're playing off the pizza theme in Chicago.
Got it.
So yeah, I forget what the name of the Chicago style DNN is what we're going to do.
Got it.
But we were looking to plan it in late August or something in the summer, and that turned out to be really when DNN Con was announced for this year in November. So it's a little bit later in the year, but still it's only a few weeks later. The community kind of felt like having two events that close together wouldn't be useful because we'd have an overlap in people wanting to do sponsorships and people wanting to go and all that. So I think what we're probably going to do is talk about, we might do some small thing just as a regional thing, but it won't be an actual DNN Con. And we'll probably try to plan ours for May of next year. So the thing about DNN Con is DNN is involved. Anybody can do a DNN Con. The Chicago one would be considered a DNN Con event. It's basically like what used to be, it's the rebranded day of DNN.
Got it.
And what DNN does is they become the platinum sponsor, and they just put up more money, and then you try to get more, gold and silver sponsorship levels from other companies to contribute. Because these events, I mean, they typically run, as I'm learning, I think one guy did the one that we're equating it to, a guy in our group did a SharePoint event, and it was about $16,000. So I imagine that's probably around what the one in West Palm Beach. So yeah, it takes a bit of money, but yeah, that DNN essentially is a platinum sponsor. That's basically how it works.
Got it. So that might be being organized again by the same guys from Aero Consulting. I mean, it's just
Yes.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Sabrina and team. Yeah, they're probably going to be organizing it. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. You know what? I mean, I think that there is still space for more regions to have their own local events, and not only local, but again, if it's just a matter of rebranding, it's no longer DNN Day of DNN, it's DNN Com. I mean, that's fine. I mean, let's have multiple throughout the year. I think that at least 2 in a year should be okay, should be enough. Even if one is 1 day and the other one is 2 days event, but I think that there's still a good opportunity for more than one.
I think 2 a year in the United States would be great. I mean, we also kind of had a little bit of squeeze because they did the DNN Europe one in the spring. So, but yeah, I mean, 2 a year would be great.
definitely. And again, as you said, they have in Europe as well, so it 3 should be able to cover, I'd say, most of the usage of DNN.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, looking forward to. Will I meet you again this year?
There's a very good chance I'm. Yes. Yeah. I'm absolutely planning on going. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. So we'll be there. Okay. Next, I want to briefly, to quickly mention that Scott will be. I mean, about Scott's next release. Scott, if you want to mention that.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last time in the last month, but now that it's actually done, I was hoping to get it out by May, but and it turned out to be a bigger project than I thought.
What is the topic?
So the DNN authentication, and that is it's a total of 5 videos in 2 parts. And starts with just how to customize the DNN authentication out of the box, and then the second part is developing a custom authentication provider. And it's pretty cool, actually. The project, I give you a fully working authentication provider. It's actually because there's a lot of free ones out there for like Twitter and different social media. I decided to write one on Reddit.com. So it actually, if you create a Reddit.com account, it'll authenticate you through that. So I thought that was a pretty fun example, and you have to create a Reddit account, and if you want to waste time on Reddit reading all the funny memes and pictures, that's not my fault.
Got it.
But no, it's a really good project, and it's a really good tutorial. So a lot of people, it's one that a lot of people were asking about. How do I customize the registration process? And it's something I've had to do for almost every client for the past 3 or 4 projects.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, looking forward to publish that. I think that will come up this coming week, the second week of
June.
June. Yeah.
Yes, we're trying to remember where we are. And then after that, I'm hoping, and this may be for early July, but we'll see, a tutorial on search, DNN search from a developer perspective, how to customize the search, how to publish, or how to implement module search base in your module to get your custom module data into the DNN search.
Got it.
So a very development centric search tutorial, but probably be the next one.
Got it. Is that by implementing the iSearchable interface? Is that more or less the
new one in DNN is now that they're going away from iSearchable interface to the module search space abstract class.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk about all that.
Got it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. So those are the releases that Scott will be working on next. And I just want to quickly mention that I just posted 2 weeks ago a module about mobile redirection. So again, if you are anyhow involved on doing a mobile project, on converting or on having an existing website, having an existing DNN with a mobile interface, with a mobile version, I would call it, with a mobile view, you should definitely check this video, because I went through the approach of, okay, I'm not starting a site from scratch. I have a site and I need a nice mobile view, which, again, I know that a lot of people out there isn't that scenario. They have an existing presence and they want a mobile-friendly version of that. They don't want to redo the whole thing. So, again, have a look at this video that I have posted, and I will also be working on posting a video on that workaround process of avoiding those spam registrations. Because here's the thing, if you are running the DNN 5 or DNN 6 website and you are not upgrading right away, there are ways that you can do to avoid those spams. So I want to cover that in a video as well, and that's one of my videos for this month. Okay. Last but not least, I want to give a plug to my good friend Tracy Whitkeller. Trace came up last year around October with a new initiative called DNN Magazine. So if you are interested, have a look at DNNmagazine.com. You're gonna be able to download, to purchase, of course, but I think maybe it's $5 or something. And they come up with with editions of this magazine on every 2 months. So I mean, it's quite a nice publication. I mean, Tracy has a has a very great taste for design, so it's very well designed, and the content itself is very juicy as well. We contribute with a few videos there on every edition, so you should definitely check it out. I mean, if you are part of the DNN ecosystem, have a look. I think it's very worth. He goes out of his way to try to get juicy content. It might be interviews, it might be tutorials. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there that is very worth checking. Scott, any plugs? Anything that you want to mention?
Not this month.
Perfect. So again, check it out, dnnmagazine.com. Scott, that's it for now. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you next month.
Bye.
Bye.